Hello, my name is Paulie John. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, consider smashing that subscribe button because we talk about life le-
Shit.
life lessons, financial freedom, and just how to not be stupid. If it sounds like you or you're in a rut, you might want to watch. If not, hey, it's all good. How you going?
Good.
What do
I
you know?
did. I achieved lots and lots today
Just quickly, I've got a joke. Why did the toilet paper couldn't cross the road?
because I wasn't stuck to your ass.
No, because it got stuck in the crack. Now, what were you saying?
Oh, just that I achieved lots today.
What did you do?
I watched two movies. Oh, I drove to Shepparton, then come home and watched two movies.
I listen, all the viewers, I take that back. I talk about financial freedom and how to be not fucking watching movies and that, all right? Um,
And I talk shit.
yes, that was a big booger there. So tonight's video, we are going to be talking about technology with children. How young is too young? The experiences we haven't seen, what our thoughts are. Now, I know this is going to rub a few people the wrong way. Let me take the time now to quickly apologize to absolutely fucking nobody because it's a wake up call. All right. Technology is killing your kids. And I'll be going through it in a few years' time. You're going through it. So you're going to talk about the raw, the real, how it's going. And mate, let's get into this, eh?
Send it.
Technology. Let's start with the phones, right? I want to
Yep.
ask you a question. When did
Yep.
you, how old were you when you got your first mobile phone?
Um, for me, obviously, completely different to this generation because when I was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, there was no mobile phones. Well, not that I knew of anyway. Like there was your households didn't have Wi-Fi. There was none of that sort of shit. So, um, the very first mobile phone that I had, and it wasn't even mine. It was a shared phone between me and my girlfriend at the time. Whoever left their house or went away for work, they'd take the phone and just ring up the house phone. So, that wasn't until I was 19. So 1999.
There you go. And obviously, it wasn't a smartphone. It was one of those dumb phones, I think they call it.
Yeah, if you let me
Um,
share the screen, I'll show you what it is.
you should be able to share the screen, my friend.
So this one here, the one in the middle,
The old snake.
the one in the middle there. So that's the first phone that I'd sort of joint owned with somebody. That
Yeah,
one there.
nice. And what age you say you
Um,
were? 19.
I was 18, 19. Yeah, would have been
Okay.
19, closer to 19.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I was 16 when I got mine. However, my parents didn't buy it. I got a job at Subway making. I was a sandwich artist according to my pay slip. Um, and after working a couple of shifts, I went and bought my first phone, which I had to pay for the phone, pay for the credit. I learnt how to obviously have a phone,
Yeah,
share my screen, and this was what I had as
different
my
times.
first phone, the old LG 3 flip phone.
Yeah,
Um, felt like the bee's knees when you had it. You could have three songs, maybe
yeah.
four, if depending on the size of the songs, and you just felt cool whipping it out. And
I remember people having that phone when I was obviously in my 20s when you had yours,
yeah,
and being able to move that camera to the front and the rear,
yeah.
mate. People thought they were the tits.
Yeah. But as I said, I was 16, but my parents' rule was you're not getting a phone until you get a job. Now, let's talk
Hang
about
on, hang on. My first phone that I outright owned by myself um, was this Samsung here.
I remember them ones, yes.
It was a flip phone, only had a blue screen.
Yeah.
Um, and you can see in the top there, it had the antenna. Just pull the antenna up.
No worries, Austin.
Um, and I thought I was the shit. That was probably 2000s. So that sort of Samsung phone.
But we didn't use the phones for like calling and texting. We had MSN back then, and you'd come home from school, you'd jump on MSN, that sort of thing, and Devo and all that.
What? All I used my phone for was calling and texting. That's all we could do back when I had a phone.
Oh, there you go. Must be
Got to remember when there's like 7 year difference between when you had your first phone and I had my first phone.
fair.
So,
But
um,
let's get into the nitty gritty, right? So I'm seeing kids as young as 8, 9 years old with phones. Um, obviously the debate you can have a debate of both sides. I think it's ridiculous, stupid. If you want to know where your child is, go to Telstra, buy one of those tag things, put it on the bag, wherever they are, then you'll know where they are. Um,
well, to have an 8 or 9 year old kid to be out without their parents, I
so,
think it's just ludicrous. Anyway,
yeah,
8 or 9, they're just. I know, and I know there's a lot of parent settings now you can have, like we had on Sky. I forget what it was called, but Catherine could see everything Sky was doing on her phone. I know there's all those sort of things out there, but 8 or 9 years old is ridiculously young.
but you've seen them. You've seen them, kids like when you're at the shopping centre walking with your family,
Yeah.
just like this, like zombies stuck to the phone
Yeah.
like idiots.
I think that's only the age where you start looking at getting them their own sort of tablet, maybe, so they can maybe watch a movie on their tablet when they're in the car or something like that. Phone at that age is way too young. That's only the age that you start thinking about getting them their own sort of tablet.
My kids aren't even going to be looking at that then, mate.
But
Um,
you also, I, we'll talk about this later, I guess. But you also got to think about, as bad as it is for the kids, but it's also has its benefits in regards to um, technology and being able to use it and all that sort of stuff. So,
if government brought out a law, how would you feel if they said no phones till you're 18 or 16 or an age? Would you be happy with that? Would you live with that?
no, I wouldn't be happy. Um, I know there's talks. I don't know if it's just the Victorian government or this Australia or it's national, but there's talks about putting a ban or an age limit on social media.
Love it. 16. Absolutely love it.
I am super happy with that. I'm super happy for no social media to 16.
Yeah.
But in regards to phones, no. We're a family where we give our kids a phone once they hit high school. Obviously,
Yeah.
with high school brings a world of new issues and stuff like that. So, I like my kids to be able to contact me if they're in trouble, and I think that sort of time comes along with high school.
Yeah. Yeah. But then you look at the double edged sword. Kids have like, no matter how you look at it, but like, say you get your kid the phone, right? There's always going to be some kid out there with a better phone. All right. And then the bullying can start and all that sort of crap that goes with it. And yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't see that side of it. I don't see like I reckon back when we were kids, it probably would have been, oh, my phone's better than your phone. But I don't really think my phone's better than your phone's a thing these days. It's more of the lines of just bullying for the fun of it, not because you had a phone. Like I'm sure if kids these days had an iPhone fucking 10, they'd be happy. Um, so yeah.
So, what are your thoughts if teachers go to the high school and that, or whatever, the primary school, high school, they take the phones off the kids for class? Because too many times you hear on news reports and that kids been distracted on their phones when the teacher's trying to deliver them education content.
Well, phones are banned in schools in Victoria now anyway.
Yeah, but
So kids aren't meant to have their phones on them in high school anyway.
no, well,
But
still happen.
97% of them still have them. I've had that many situations where, especially last year, this year was pretty good. The year last year and the year before, so Sky year 10, 11, um, always used to get caught with their phone, always. And I reckon I would have had to go sign her phone out after school finished because she had it taken off her probably 3 or 4 times. Um, I've had instances where I've had Sky calling me up during a break because she had her phone on her, just checking her phone during a break, and a teacher trying to take her phone off her. Then Sky was trying to get away from the teacher, and the teacher was chasing after her. And I had Sky ringing up crying, saying that teacher's chasing me, trying to take my phone off me.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. I don't know how to react to that. I don't know how I would react to that because obviously there's rules in place, and then there's is something wrong. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So you just, I can't comment on that, man. I'm not taking anyone's side. That's just an
no,
unfortunate.
that's fine. But then see, it's also like the parent can give the kids all the knowledge in the world, but it just depends if the kid wants to use that knowledge or choose to ignore it.
It wouldn't take
Uh,
that long to give my kids knowledge because I don't have much. So it wouldn't be a long lesson.
we've given Lily the same amount of knowledge. And Lily's never once been caught on her phone at school. She takes her phone with her.
Mm.
But during class, um, if she has her phone, she asks permission. She asks the teacher if she can. She never does the wrong thing with it. So it all depends on the kid itself.
So how
But
young is too young?
primary school,
So you
I
think in
think
year
I,
seven?
I, I'm I'm happy for a kid to have their first phone during high school.
What's that? 13, 14.
Well, for me, it was turning 13.
Yeah.
So when you enter high school, well, when I did high school was year 8, not year 7. So now high school's 12 and up. So I'm happy for a kid to have a phone as long as they're in high school, 12 or 13, whatever it is. I'm happy for them to have their first phone then.
Yeah.
But in saying that, um, teachers they have different rules for different kids, and one teacher will be firm, no, no phones, nothing, nothing. And another teacher will be say, yeah, bring your phones in, you can listen to music. There's that many classes now where the kids can just put AirPods in there or their earphones in, and they can do their work while listening to music with AirPods in.
No, fuck that.
Like I don't, I fucking hate that.
That's
Like
that's
I
ridiculous.
fucking hate it. And my girls do it. They fucking do all their work and they've got music in their ears.
I
It
couldn't.
shits me to tears.
I can't concentrate with that. Eh?
But they shouldn't be allowed to do it in class.
No, no.
Um, See, it's like the law's the law, but only some of the teachers are enforcing it and some aren't enforcing it. It's fucking horrendous.
Yeah, I think not the state. I think the federal government needs to, you know, crack down on something serious here and just stop being cowards and make a law. Yes, you're going to piss people off. Some people are going to be happy, some aren't. Just make a law, blanket it over all the states and territories. That's it. Whether it be 8, 9, 10 years old, high school, year 11, whatever, make the rule, make the law. Do your
It's
social media ban. Do
yeah,
something.
yeah. And but in saying that too, like they can go and make all the laws they want. Kids will just go and lie about their date of birth.
Yeah, look,
Like you got to be a certain age now to have an Instagram account and Facebook account, and all you got to do is don't put your correct date of birth on there. Like how are they going to police that?
I don't know. They've got to come up with some way.
The only way it can be policed is by the parents, and
Some
half the parents
some
half the
parents,
parents don't
some
give a rat's ass either.
some parents are genuine, good. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them are, and there's just some scumbags, mate, that don't deserve to be parents.
Yeah.
That are just
So
like,
yeah, there's a lot of good to it, but there's also a lot of bad. Like you wouldn't get half the issues in school if people didn't have their phones up with their cameras or someone was teasing someone on some sort of social media platform or um so anyway, it is what it is. That's the world we live in, unfortunately.
oh, I hate it. Let's move on to technology in general. I'm talking iPads, laptops,
Yeah.
that stuff. Now, I went out to a venue quite recently and a few times last few weeks, and I'm sitting there with the kids. There's playgrounds, there's stuff for everyone to do. Then there's kids that sit at the table the whole time
Mhm.
with their laptop, their iPad, whatever it is, not engaging, earphones on like we're doing now, uh,
Yeah.
just looking at the screen, eating like zombies.
Yeah.
If you're one of those parents, wake up.
Mm.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, it
It's
boils my bubble, man. What are you teaching your kid? What are you saying it's all right for your kid to do?
it's it just comes down to being lazy, I guess.
I just feel
Um,
sorry for the kid, mate.
the older the kids will get, they'll do that. But while they're young, get them away from the table, get them out doing stuff. Um, like we're a bit guilty in regards to that sort of stuff with Braden, but Braden's not he's not a what's the introvert? He's not extroverted. He's not a outgoing person. He likes his technology and he likes his introvertedness, I guess, because he's on the spectrum as well. He can be a little bit socially awkward sometimes around people he doesn't know or when he gets too excited. So some kids you gotta sort of allow for it, I guess. Every family's different, but Braden's, yeah, he would much rather um like do something on the computer than go kick a football around.
I'm not.
There's just kids
I'm
out
not
there that aren't
talking
sporty.
about when you go to an event.
Yeah,
Go as a family somewhere. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm not talking about at home. Whatever you want to do that at
yeah,
home in your own four walls, that you do whatever you got to do. But I'm talking when you're out and about and you see these things, and I'm sure you look at it and you must think something in your
yeah.
head. You think, what do you think? What when you see that, what goes through your mind?
Oh, I can't really criticize them because I've been in their shoes.
Yes,
There's been times where when the kids were younger, would let them have their device in the car,
fuck, I feel
would
bad.
get
You're not talking about
would get somewhere, would take it off them, or there'd be times where would say to them, right, no devices, and would put them in our bags anyway. So if push come to shove, we had them there for them. But it depends on the situation. Like we never used to go out and excuse me, we never used to go out and just force a tablet in their face. No, but yeah, it just depends, mate. It depends. Like everyone's different. Um, like our kids now don't have devices. Obviously, the girls do because the girls are teenagers. Sky's 18 in a couple of weeks or a few weeks, and Lily's nearly 15, and Braden's pushing 12. So Braden still doesn't have a phone. He's got his iPad, and that's it. So, but even with an iPad or a Samsung tablet, kids can still contact your parents. Like there's times where Kat will be at work and I'll be at netball training or something like that, and Braden will be at home alone, and he can still call us on Messenger Kids and or video call, and if he's got an issue, he can contact us. That's fine. So kids don't need phones to be able to contact their parents. So
well, this is all learning
yeah,
curve for me, mate. For when my kids get to that age.
yeah. The big the biggest thing is for Lily, group chats. She has so much issues with like group chats. Some kids like being in group chats, some kids don't, and some kids will just be fuckwits in group chats.
Yeah, they're called keyboard warriors, mate.
Yeah.
Mate, unbelievable. Tell you what, you wouldn't want to grow up in my household, the old Wog way, mate.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Everyone's going to think my poor kids are going to be missing out.
Why? But they're not. They've always got a smile on their face. They're always having good time. They're always laughing.
How do they answer the phone when I ring every morning?
Yo! They've always got food in their belly, mate.
Hey,
So,
I guess
mate, the
if
way a kid behaves and the kid acts, it's a good indication of how they've been parented. And you couldn't say a bad thing about your kids, mate. So,
well, not yet, mate. They're not yet. When they hit that ripe age of 8 going on 13, we might have this part two of the video. See,
when it comes to the stage where you're pulling their G strings out of the wash basket, folding up their G strings, then we can talk about it.
oh god,
You'll be going, Chelsea, are these yours or Casey's?
oh Christ, funny. But good times, kids, aren't they?
I've
It's
only got one kid that wears G strings, so I'm safe.
what Braden.
Yeah, back the front too.
Oh
Mm.
God,
Oh.
almighty. Yeah, well, that's what other technologies in there
But
though
it's
seeing kids with these days? Do you remember?
so good.
You know what was my good technology? Do you remember that you put the watch on? It was called the Tamagotchi, and the thing would
Never had one. That
like
was
that was
I
good,
was I was in my 20s by the time that came around, or teenage years.
mate. That taught me how to look after something.
Um,
What about well, when I was at school, our technology was marbles and crazy bone.
oh, marbles was massive at Huon State School.
You remember the Godfather
Uh,
one?
marbles were massive, mate. Like it was like there was fights over marbles, mate.
Steelies,
Mm, it
cats.
was like epic. Like you got your fucking ring and like kids are up there and like you use your one hand as the marker and the other hand's up and you're fucking flicking the marble off your mate. I had some mates that were deadly,
That's tech.
like dead set deadly. The speed and power that marble come out of that finger, out of that thumb, mate. I could never do it, but they were fucking good marble players. So yeah, marbles was massive.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think when I was at school. Obviously, I didn't have a phone through kindergarten to year 11 when I had my phone. So all those years of when school was fun, I'm just trying to think like we had like, marbles, crazy bones, Tarzos. We used to play for keeps. Where you put them all face down and you had a slammer, the Tarzo slammers.
No, we never did
Um,
that shit.
Dragon Ball Z discs, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon cards, all that sort of awesome stuff.
Mate, I spent pretty much every day either on the basketball court or on the footy field. That was it.
All stoned in the portables. Now,
Didn't do it at school. That was after school years.
mate, I was that petrified of my mum and dad. Did not touch a cigarette, did not touch anything.
Mm.
I was that. I never even wagged one lesson of school, man, because I was scared.
My little brother Aaron used to steal mum's Benson and Hedges, then used to smoke them in the toilet, and he realized, and he mustn't have initially mustn't have known that cigarette butts won't flush; they just float back to the top again. And mum and dad always used to find the cigarette butts floating in the toilet.
Yeah, right.
Uh, yeah, but no, technology wise, I think the we first started introducing technology to the kids, I guess, in car trips, long car trips. Um, they used to like have a tablet on the back of the headrest,
So can
or
I
would give them,
stop you
or a drop down screen in the car.
before we carry on? Continue on. I can't do that because of motion sickness. I can't read. I can't look at my phone or that
Oh,
car. I don't know if it's the same with everyone else or what, but I get motion sickness.
but your kids spend a lot of time in the car, so they'll be used to it.
What do you mean a lot of time in the car?
Like I said, are your kids traveling every day in the car numerous times?
Oh, we're in the car twice a day, yeah.
Yeah. So they might be okay, is what I'm saying, because they do spend a lot of time in the car because
Oh,
you're always out doing stuff.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Right? But in saying that, you're at a at a stage where you don't need to introduce a tablet to your kids in the car. Not unless maybe you're going from a trip to Townsville down to Airlie Beach or somewhere where you might put Bluey on a tablet for the kids or something, or
Yeah,
get a drop down screen on your roof installed and they can watch Bluey on that type thing or
yeah,
whatever.
maybe.
That was the first introduction that we had our kids to technology.
Yeah.
So I know Sky growing up, from what I remember, Sky never really had any technology. Because we didn't really have any technology growing up. We never had, like um for the first 5, 6, 10 years we were together, me and Kat, we never had computers or anything like that. We had our mobile phones, but we never had our own devices, laptops, nothing like that. So Sky never really was introduced to that sort of stuff until we started doing big trips from Darwin to Queensland to see my parents.
Yeah, right.
So
It'd
yeah.
be interesting, in 10 years' time, talking about technology, seeing how it's developed and whatnot.
Well, yeah, it's can phones, yeah. I don't know. Can they do much more with a phone now? Like it's what you can do now is pretty fucking deadly.
Well, who would have thought back when we were at school when we had those old those phones back then? Who would have thought we'd be able to do what we do today on them? You wouldn't have thought it.
No,
Oh,
but it's been fucking 20 years, 30 years.
well, imagine what they can do in another 20, 30 years.
Well, 20, 30 years ago, they thought fucking by 2030 or year 2000 would be fucking having hover cars
Did they?
and fucking, well, there was always talk in the 80s and 90s that cars would be fucking hovering by now, didn't they think that?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if someone, one of those Asian countries that's smart, that, yeah.
Are you stereotyping Asians?
Well, mate, they're the smart ones, mate. They're the ones that
Yeah.
come up with all this technology. They're the ones that come up with, eating bats. I mean, sorry, uh, design
China.
China virus. Now, uh,
Virus, yeah. So
yes.
yeah. It's
Well,
it's
at the
but
end of
it just yeah, it comes down to
it
different
comes down to
parents.
the parents. If you're a shit parent, guess what? You're gonna have a shit time with your kids with technology. That's it. Bottom line.
Not if you introduce it the right way.
Correct.
Hmm. For me, it's for us, mobile phones, high school.
I'm with
Um, but
I.
everyone's different.
I'm with you. High school is. Me and Zayla were talking about this the other day. We've agreed that I think high school will be when they can have their first phone. Obviously, we're still going to have to pay for it and the credit because they can't get a job then.
Yeah.
But any funny business, you lose it.
Hmm. Sky's in for a rude shock very soon. She's gonna have to pay her own phone bill.
What's that? $40 a month.
I don't know because me
When do you
because
start?
all our Telstra's rolled in together. So we'll probably just end up taking $50 off her a fucking fortnight or something like that. Say hoi.
You're going to
Give
start
us, yeah.
charging rent, mate, and just put it in a jar.
If she wants to live in my shed, then yeah, she can pay me rent for my shed. Go to the shed fund.
No, it goes in a jar, and that's her stepping stone when she leaves the house. Einstein,
That's already sorted, mate.
lovely.
We've already got accounts for all the kids that they don't get till they're at a certain age. So that's already squared away.
Lovely.
That's been in the, yeah. We did them with we opened them up with Cat's mom when they were fucking this big.
It's the way to do
So
it.
yeah.
We obviously we
How
haven't.
much is in those in how much is in those accounts? I have no idea. That's between Cat and her mum.
Well, we
So
we we don't know if we're going to keep it as money or if we're going to do the old property for them.
I think
I,
I know we're getting off topic here, but I think the kids need to understand the value of money and working hard for it before you go hand them everything. You know what I mean? Like they need to understand how to live to a budget, how to budget your money, know where every dollar goes, how to save. They need to understand all that fundamentals, which you are really good at.
And I was going to say, are they going to learn that off you
My kids know a little bit.
from their lovely mother?
Mate, we were a single income family for 10, 15 years. So we had to budget. And that's one thing we've always been very good at is budgeting. So, um, but yeah, kids need to understand the value of hard work and money before you go fucking before any parent goes and handing out some sort of fucking trust fund account. Oh, here's $50,000 we've put away from you for the last fucking 15 years. Then all of a sudden, 12 months later, the $50,000 is gone.
Well, that's right.
So
Or do you use that 50 grand and go get a house for the said children now, but you don't tell them that, and that now becomes your little nest egg. So you're going to benefit off it for the life your kids are growing up. Then when you hand it to them, guess what? They've got a house. You've just reaped all the benefits. Thanks for coming.
100%. 100%, my friend.
Anyway, we can do a video on this later. Well, at least we can come to one agreement. High school. That's the age.
Yeah, I think so. Well, it is for us. Was
Well,
for us.
it's going to be for us as well.
Yeah. So Braden will get his phone this Christmas.
Because I'll be taking my kids to and from school every day.
Hmm.
So there'll be no requirement for them to catch a bus or anything like that.
Yep.
Touch wood, everything goes all right.
Well, not unless they want to start doing that. Like they might go to soccer training or something after school. They might want to jump on a bus to go to training or walk somewhere after school with friends.
Not in primary school, they won't be.
No. But yeah, like
Absolutely.
because now like sometimes Lily might go walk from school down to Kings Park to go to netball training straight after school. You know, like sometimes kids might want to stretch their wings, spread their wings and fly, my friend.
And I used to spread my wings out after high school and go down to the internet cafe, and we used to play, what was it, Time Crisis, get a can of Coke, sit down, all jump on a computer. Yeah, damn, mate.
Time Crisis. Well, there you go.
What I
While
do.
you're flipping your LG fucking phone.
No, that sat in my pocket, mate. I was like this. Boy, you dead. The old internet cafe, Mount Druitt Internet Cafe. Geez, we have to good times there. The kebab shop right next door.
Of course it was. Of course it was.
It's great. But no, look, anything else you want to add to the topic of technology? I know we've veered off
Um,
topic there, but
Yeah, it's all right. We're there too.
yes. But no, look, if you made it at the end, we do appreciate you listening. Thank you for listening. Hope you take something out of it. If you disagree with anything, which I'm sure you do, please put it in the comments because probably just look at it and laugh. May respond back if we feel.
We won't laugh.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I just say mine freely.
Mm.
And
That's
yeah,
it.
we will catch you on the next video. See you, bye.